قل لو أنتم تملكون خزائن رحمة ربي إذا لأمسكتم خشية الإنفاق وكان الإنسان قتورا. Say, if you people were in control of the treasures of my Rabb's mercy, you would hold back for fear of spending. Man was ever miserly. In this verse of the Qur'Ānic Gems, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala speaks of a certain quality that belongs specifically to mankind. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala speaks about miserliness. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala speaks about greed and selfishness. In the Qur'Ānic Gems, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has mentioned in another place, وَأُحْضِرَتِ الْأَنفُسُ الشُّحَّ. Selfishness coupled with greed has been made present in the souls. One of the tragedies in the ummah is greed for more, wanting more and more and more and more all the time. One is never satisfied with what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given him. He is not happy with a car. He wants to always upgrade his car, get the best model, get the best version of the car, get the most updated device, etc. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam has mentioned in a hadith indicating to greed, etc. for mankind. He says, لو أن لابن آدم واديا من ذهب أحب أن يكون له واديان ولن يملأ فاه إلا التراب. If the son of Adam was to be given a valley full of gold, he would wish that I have even more. I have 2 valleys full of gold. So this is the greed that is instilled within him, that he is not happy and satisfied with one entire valley filled with gold. He still wants one more valley filled with gold. وَلَنْ يَمْلَأَ فَاهُ إِلَّا التُّرَابِ. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam says that nothing will stop him and his desires except the soil of the grave. The moment and the day he will pass away, and the earth, the belly of this earth will take him into its possession. He will go into his grave. Then that is when he will realize that even if I had 10 valleys full of gold, those valleys are really nothing in comparison to what I am to receive in the hereafter. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam prohibited from greed. اتقوا الشح فإن الشح أهلك من كان قبلكم. Greed and miserliness, stay away from it, because this is a thing which destroyed those before you. How did it destroy them? أمرهم بالقطيعة. It made them cut off ties of kin, and it made them become miser, and it made them do sins over and over again. أمرهم بالبخل وأمرهم بالفجور. So it's making a person cut ties of kinship. It's making a person full of miserliness. It's making a person stingy, greedy for his own self and stingy for others. It's making a person go into sin. In another narration it appears, فَإِنَّ الشُّحَّ أَهْلَكَ مَنْ كَانَ قَبْلَكُمْ. That beware and stay away from greed. فَإِنَّ الشُّحَّ أَهْلَكَ مَنْ كَانَ قَبْلَكُمْ. Greed has destroyed those before you. In what way? حَمَلَهُمْ عَلَىٰ أَنْ سَفَكُوا دِمَاءَهُمْ وَاسْتَحَلُّوا مَحَارِمَهُمْ. It enticed them to kill one another, and it made them make haram things halal. Now let us ponder in the situation of the world today. A person who is wealthy, a person who is always after money, he is greedy for money, he ends up having these qualities in him. What kind of qualities? He will cut off ties of kin with others, because they do not have the standard of living that he is living in. They do not have the luxury that he is living in. He is living the life. And it makes them even more stingy, because a person just wants more and more and more and more. There is no contentment whatsoever. And because he has all the riches of the world, he thinks that he can do anything he would like. He'll follow his whims and fancies and desires. And he ends up spending what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given him in sin and disobedience. And even worse than that, a person out of greed, حَمَلَهُمْ عَلَىٰ أَنْ سَفَكُوا دِمَاءَهُمْ. You make the blood of a fellow Muslim brother, or for that any human being, you make it halal. You are killing people just to earn a certain amount of money. And you get into the wrong and haram business deals just to get more money. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, أَلْهَاكُمُ التَّكَاثُرُ أَلْهَاكُمُ التَّكَاثُرُ. This gathering of wealth with greed and coupled with miserliness has destroyed you. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has mentioned this. وَكَانَ الْإِنسَانُ قَتُورًا. Humankind, by nature, there is an element of greed and miserliness in you. Take that out. Remove it. Spend in the path of Allah. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam said to Sayyiduna Bilal radiyallahu ta'ala that, O Bilal radiyallahu ta'ala an, spend in the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Spend for the sake of Allah ta'ala. Do not worry about spending. That if you spend, you are going to become poor. If you spend, you won't be able to live the luxury. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala promises that those who spend in His path, in His cause, for His name, by His name, sincerely for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah Rabbul Izzati wal Jalal promises that He will spend on you. He will give you what you need. When it comes to the element of being content, we find in the ahadith Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam would make dua. Allahumma qanni'ni bima razaqtani wa barik li fih. Allahumma qanni'ni bima razaqtani wa barik li fih. O Allah, make me content with the sustenance you have bestowed me with. Wa barik li fih. And further than that, O Allah, grant me barakah and blessings in the bounty that you have given me. So Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam is teaching us a great lesson of qana'ah, contentment in a person's life. قَدْ أَفْلَحَ مَنْ أَسْلَمَ وَرُزِقَ كَفَافًا وَقَنَّعَهُ اللَّهُ. Who is a successful person? One who is a Muslim and he is given enough sustenance to survive. وَقَنَّعَهُ اللَّهُ. And together with the sustenance, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given him the quality of contentment, being happy with whatever Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given him. A few nights ago, I met a brother and I asked him, what is your occupation? Within the conversation, he says, my occupation is to sit in the masjid. I said, wow, what do you do for a living? He said, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala provides for me here and there. I may do a deal or something and Allah ta'ala makes my way for me. So I said to him, how is that? He goes to me, a few years ago I had a business, etc. And I wasn't happy, I wasn't content. Eventually I built an empire which within days crumbled to the ground. I realized at that point that no matter how much of effort I will make, if I don't have contentment within me, then I will not be able to be happy and worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala the way He ought to be worshipped. I leave you with a quote of Imam al-Shafi'i rahimahullah. العبد حر إن قنع والحر عبد إن طمع فقنع ولا تطمع فلا شيء يشين سوى الطمع. A slave is free as long as he is content. A free person is a slave when he is greedy. Therefore, my brother, my sister, be content and do not be greedy. There is nothing which disgraces a person more than greed. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us the understanding.